fuck, because there is a chance that you're not just fucking with them, but also someone else's heart. Don't be a side chick, you know? Have all of a human. Yeah, you deserve all of a human.
Have you ever simped?
Yeah, plenty of times. I earned my hat, okay? I've spent a lot of money on tips and donations. I support other streamers. I know how fucking good it feels.
Found out recently that my ex used me to cheat with. Even though there was no way for me to know, I'm still struggling a lot with the thought that I slept with this guy's GF while he was working his ass off to give her the shit she's wanted.
Is that a different person? Or the same person? No? I don't know. Does that feel like a repeat? It is. Oh, okay. Well, thanks for tipping again.
I'm sorry my headphones were out, but what did you say about travel, and would you want to come visit Florida? Or are you interested?
On going through... Oh, okay, someone's approving another donation.
What is your take on Johnny Depp court case with The Sun? I understand his puff since I've had false allegations against me simply because of my skin.
Kanye, the allegations weren't false. She literally recorded him throwing shit at her and stuff. She had bruises and shit. Sick of this shit. Right, so there was domestic violence. And the problem is, it gets really fucking complicated when people who are victims stand up for themselves. So, in 50% of the cases, it's okay. I'm not even gonna go into this. It's just not even, like, there are two sides to a story, right? And people are gonna go with the side that they identify with the most. And because a lot of people physically cannot identify with someone who isn't the same gender as them, nobody sees it as like a two-sided thing or like a tit for tat. No one sees it as anything. They just go, the victim is the one I relate to. Okay, and this means, and as well, you're not going to get the full story, you're going to get the media's version of the story. So you're judging it all on shit that's being lied about from the get-go. I don't know why you feel like this is an accurate case to base off. If you've been falsely accused, I'm really sorry. But at the same time, I wouldn't trust the media and how they report shit like that. I need advice on going through a break in the relationship when she says she needs to sort out her feelings. Listen. I'm gonna be real with you in a way that I think is probably gonna work against me, but I'm gonna say it anyway. Doesn't matter what you look like. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter how low your self-esteem is or how depressed you are, okay? Love is way cheaper than the movies make it out to be. It is. It is. There isn't one true fucking love. You can fall in love with anyone. It's a chemical. It can be stimulated by a bunch of people for a bunch of different reasons. Love is something that you can create with people. It's not just something that happens to you because you looked at a nice ass and you're like, love at first sight, I'm forever betrothed to thee. It is literally just a chemical response for mutually assured survival. It can be stimulated in a vast variety of different ways by different people. You'll be fine, okay? So stop chasing after people who don't like you enough. Okay, if someone loves you, they're addicted to you. They want to spend time with you. They want to be with you. They want to give you your attention. If you have to chase them around and you have no idea how they feel about you and they need space from you and shit, they are not loving you. Okay? People don't need space from you if everything's fine and they love you. They need space with you and to sort out their feelings when they have feelings for a bunch of people, or they don't really know whether or not they want to be with you. You know, because people who are in love know they can't help but be with you. They can't help but look at you. They can't help but eat with you and wonder how you are when you're not there and feel like you're always with them even when you're not in the room. You know, they wonder about you. They send you messages during the day because they think about you the most. Okay? So if someone needs a break, if someone's not sure, find someone who is, because love is not just a one opportunity thing for anyone. I know it may seem rare if you have insecurities. You're like, you don't understand, Anita. I'm ugly and no one wants me. No, ugly people by society standards are not necessarily actually ugly. Beauty's subjective. Okay, so there will be plenty of people for whom you are their type. There are billions of people out there, and even if you are a piece of trash, there are so many pieces of trash who get in relationships and find love. You don't have to be perfect to be loved, okay? That's the thing. When it's love, they love you and your flaws, okay? They can't help but be with you even when it's not that great, because they love you, okay? So if you're sticking around wondering about a person who doesn't even know if they want to be with you, needs a break, invest your time in finding someone who wants to be with you. It sounds so easy, but it's so fucking hard, and I know. But it's worth it. Because you don't realize how much something sucks until you find out how things are meant to be. And trust me, things are meant to be reciprocal.
Anita Dab. Happy World Kindness Day, Hypers.
Thank you, Charity.
I found you yesterday via your Among Us stream. I've been feeling really down lately, but chatting with you is like sitting with an old friend. Thank you.
No, thank you for being here, and thanks for the tip. That's awesome. Brain dead kumquat. Thank you for the prime.
I'm trying to save money. Any suggestions?
Whoa. Commander Rug, holy shit. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Wow. If you just got gifted a sub, take your opportunity while you can. To join the Discord, because you'll get, if you connect your Discord account to your Twitch account, you'll have access to additional channels with extra special seasoning in my Discord. So in the channel description below, there is a link to my Discord. Go ahead and join, see what it's like to hang out in our close-knit sub community. Non-subs can join as well, but more channels are available to subs for specific reasons, community-oriented reasons. So give them a go. Find out if you like it there while you can. But yeah, what was that thing? I'm trying to save money. Any suggestions? Yes. Fuck off. What was my suggestion? So, find a rule. This is the money I cannot touch. Like, for example, if I ever get a bonus at work, I'm not allowed to touch it. It's not money, it's just savings. I never spend bonuses. Or I'm gonna take up a hobby, and if I sell the things on Etsy that I make as a hobby, I don't touch the profit. I just save it. Make a rule and count something as not money. Differentiate it in your brain. That's what I do. So I go, this is a thing that I do not touch. This is not money to me. This is just savings. I don't consider that something I can spend. When I first went vegan when I was like 16, I had to do a lot of self-restraint stuff because I was sugar addicted and, you know, I'd grown up vegetarian. I was definitely dairy addicted. I couldn't give up cheese because it has a case of morphines in, which are addictive. A lot of people don't know that. So I was just like, fuck, what do I do? And when I stopped seeing it as food, I stopped having the urge to eat it. So changing my viewpoint on something meant that I didn't need restraint anymore because my brain wasn't registering it in the way that made me behave and respond to it in a certain way. And it helped to reduce my exposure to temptation in a situation where I couldn't reduce my exposure to the thing itself. So normally with humans, we don't have good restraint. We're not designed to have good restraint. We have all our instincts to seek fat and sugars and all this sort of stuff because in the wild it's rare and it's conducive with our survival. So we're not designed to resist our basic urges. Our basic urges are there to help us live and have evolved over hundreds of thousands of years before technology and fast food and alcohol and shit, right? So the best way, the most successful people who have the best restraint are people who don't ever fuck, are not the people who have strong iron wills. They're the people who've learnt to cope with temptation by removing temptation, by removing the temptation in the first place, rather than going, no, I will not partake in the thing. They're like, I will just not be near the thing, and then I'll never get tempted. And that's the most successful way to deal with temptation, right? So when people who struggle to save are usually people who are tempted to spend the money. So if you change your you can never not be exposed to money. Like if you always have a bank account full of money that you could spend at any time, the temptation is always there. So if you change how you process and identify that specific money and where it came from, the temptation isn't triggered. So that was my coping technique for starting to save. Hope it helps.
She was my first valuable life lesson learned, I guess.
Yeah, I think it's very, very normal and typical for people to throw themselves headfirst rather naively into their first relationship and be like, this is gonna be forever and I'm going to love her forever, and I even love the smell of her farts because they're the only female farts I'll smell forever. And they think that everything's gonna be fine and that they're gonna be with them when they're 80. Like, so many people go into their first love naively, full keel. And part of adulthood, part of maturity is approaching relationships and potential partners and people you fancy cautiously, because after the first time you have your soul ripped apart and your heart stomped on, you're terrified of everyone you fancy thereafter. This is why so many people overcompensate for fancying someone and the vulnerability of it by being a bully. You remember, I was told as a kid, oh, he's only picking on you because he likes you. And I'm like, well, then I should punch him because he should learn to treat people he likes better. And they're like, no, you don't understand. Boys are just, and I'm like, yeah, cunts. Okay, I get it. So like, a lot of, from a young age, I noticed a lot of people who were like trying to overcompensate for the vulnerability of fancying someone by trying to mask it and avoid it and be shitty towards you to make sure you don't know and all that sort of stuff. That level of terror comes from having your heart shredded, and we're so much more cautious and afraid of the people we love after that. And so it's so normal to have so many issues and fears from your first love, because it's the time where you overinvested before you knew how horribly wrong it could go. Yeah, but how about living with just enough money?
This has been on my mind all day. There's a fruit called a grape. And there's another fruit called a grapefruit. And they're completely different types of fruit. What's that all about?
So, English people are cunts. And they were worse cunts when we first started exploring the world. We didn't go, oh, hi, friend. I'm this person, you're that person, tell me all about yourself. We were like, hi, I like your shit, I'm just gonna have that now. Oh, you have a problem with that? Gun. And so, like, having completed, like, a really confusing and annoying language to learn is not surprising, because we weren't good at getting on with other languages. We weren't
I actually thought,
"Here's the language, be our friend, hi."
girls
we were
did that.
like, we will fuck
Bit
with
up
you,
boys that
and
they liked,
we don't care if
not
you
the
get
other
on
way
with
around.
us, as long as we have
In
your
school.
shit. So I am not surprised that we made our language as unaccommodating and confusing as possible, but also it's an amalgamation of a lot of stolen accents, because we stole a lot of land, right? I'm sorry, I hate it. I wasn't the person who made this decision. It's just a thing that's in my history now. And the thing with that is that, yeah, it doesn't surprise me that we stole loads of bits from other languages and they conflicted and we didn't even give a shit, because we understand it and we don't need anyone to understand us. Just the gun. It's just like the British thing. It's annoying. We're getting over it. We're gonna get some humble pie after Brexit, I think. So, you know, we're gonna get our comeuppance for what we did. I'm sorry. Language is like the least asshole thing we did.
The 4 palm trees like to
But
stand over.
we're gonna get our karma, trust me, so don't worry about it. There will be, there is payback for the grapefruit and some. There was a thing I read out and I wanted to answer it, and I was about to answer it, but I don't remember it anymore. Oh, how about living with just enough money to get you by every month and nothing ever to save extravagant from it? I'm not going to advise you to save when it's contrary to your basic ability to survive. In that situation, you're too busy surviving. I can't give you advice. How do I conjure money that you can just have spare when you have no spare money? That's not a thing I can advise. All I can say is, it may be time to try whilst you're working this job. I know it must be really hard, but to find a job with extra pay if you're not having enough pay to save, because savings are important. Maybe this is a warning sign that you shouldn't be selling your life and all of your time to someone who doesn't give a fuck about you. I don't think that we owe people who want a business our time and energy and poverty just so that they can own a business. If some twat can't afford you to pay you a living wage to live for them and give them all the best days of your life and all the time in your day where you have the most energy, they should fucking give you the right amount of money for it. And if they can't, find someone who fucking can. I'm so sick of bosses and managers who can't be fucked to pay people right. Fuck 'em. You know, you're selling your life to these people and they're pretending it's worthless and it's not.
For that's for sure. I mean, a manager should get like, decent amount of money so he's happy in that, but once you get to a certain amount of money, like hundreds of millions of dollars or $1 billion, I don't see the point in having that kind of money. It should go to the workers that help that business.
Why won't
I agree.
anyone love me?
I can't answer that. I don't know you. I've asked myself the same question when I was younger too. It could be that you smell. It could be that you're really annoying and obnoxious. Or it could be that you're just trying to find love in the wrong places. I think we're all lovable and worthy of love, but it's hard to convince people sometimes. And, being considerate and respectful is the first step. Being kind and loving and having good things to offer is the first step. The second step is giving that to people who are reciprocal and want to give it in return. And then building a relationship over time that equates to love, eventually, is the best way I can recommend it. It happens in different ways for everyone. There's no set formula to achieve it. Sometimes it's just that you might not be your type, but you are someone's type, and you haven't found them yet. So you don't know your value because you don't see yourself that way. And then you don't know that anyone else could love you like that. There's so many complicated reasons why, and some random stream on the internet can't answer them for you. Only you can. And I think the first step is finding a way to love yourself, because then you see what you have that's of value, what you have to offer others. And that could be a really great foundation and starting point for good self-esteem, and for being an attractive person, and for finding the people who love who you are. So I hope you find love, and I'm not saying that you're unlovable at all. But make sure you brush your teeth. It's a good starting point too. Thank you, Steve, by the way.
I was lured to Twitch by your Tourette's clips on it. Imagine my surprise when I found out that there is some valuable content on Twitch. Just watched your talk with Dr. K and I want to be as self-aware as you someday. Keep up the good work. Haters gonna hate.
Yeah. I appreciate that. I'm very aware that I'm heavily misrepresented on Twitch, but I work it to my favour by tricking people into coming and listening to my pseudo-deep bullshit. Because for some reason some people DM me because it helps them in some way, which is surprising and cool. But nobody would if they didn't initially just pay attention to my condition. Maybe, I don't know. A lot of people try to tell me that it's not my Tourette's that they're here for. A lot of the long-termers are like, I don't even hear tics anymore. But I know a lot of people are like, what is this? Why is she swearing? And then they come to look for like 5 seconds. And if it's just my Tourette's that was my content, they'd leave after
YouTube.
5 seconds and I wouldn't have
hang on,
so.
so basically, really funny. And then I found out she had
You're gonna come and hear funny shit, but actually, look at yourself.
Oh, she was absolutely hilarious.
Like, yeah.
Like, this chick is the funniest chick I've ever heard.
Engineer it to be that way. It's just what happens. So I'm just like, fine.
No, I was like, oh, she has Tourette's. Oh, still, you bypass that eventually, though. Eh? After you kind of get used to it after a while, after cracking up for ages.
Thank you for the advice that you just answered about taking the break. I really appreciate it.
Hope you find someone who deserves you, bud. You are a human clickbait article? That is so true! I'm like, the verbal equivalent...
What did the dab say to the bad? That's not how mirrors work.
I'm definitely a human clickbait article.
That's very true.
Like, what people see, if they see like a tiny snippet of me, is like, dicks, vagina, boobs. What? Sips did what?
That's true though.
Crazy foot fetish.
That's how I found it.
Now?
It was kind of clickbait.
Big, you know, deep in my ass bullshit. And then they actually click and it's like, now that I have your attention, let us talk about the economy and your emotional well-being. I am a human clickbait article. I guess that's what Tourette's is, being a human clickbait article. I love that so much.
It was health, not
Your
money bags. I don't need money bags right now, I need health.
Thank you.
It reckons if you have the amulet, a door will just appear somewhere.
I am having a good week. Though I would share the love. Hope you have a good weekend. Lots of love, Valja. Smile.
Thank you, Valja.
To that last dono about grapes. Grapefruit grow in bundles like grapes. The more you know. Kek.
And now we know. Thanks for the tip, LizCat. Question, why does your Tourette's act more when you're around people? It's more like, I'm around a lot of people. I'm around 4,500 of you. It's not about my proximity to people, it's about how distracting the environment is. If my focus pings, I tend to tick more. If I'm allowed to focus, I tick less. I'm focused on just chat right now and I have few distractions, so it's a little bit easier. Also, I'm drunk. When I drink a lot, alcohol is a dopamine suppressant. An overproduction of dopamine causes more tics. So, you know, it's a combination of I'm focused on you, welcome, you have my attention. And secondly, I have an extenuating circumstance.
I love drinking and gaming. I love it. Playing Counter-Strike and just having some beers. Doesn't mean you're an alcoholic, because I don't drink all the time. It's just when I feel like drinking. I don't like go out of my way to have beers in the fridge.
Ghost
Yesterday I
triplets.
saw a guy spill all his Scrabble letters on the asked him, what's the word on the street?
Ghost triplet. What's my password? It's stop being a little creepy shit trying to hijack someone's condition in order to do malicious bullshit with their personal accounts. Get out of my chat. That's it. All correctly spelled, lowercase. That's a long password. Yeah, it is. Super secure and everything. No?
Using my trident.
More or less a rational skepticism. How do you get along with people who are not?
Is that the door?
It's really difficult, so I tend to be somewhat isolated. I don't think I can change anything about that. Papega Perpetrator, dude, have I got the rant for you? I've got a tailor-made rant for you. Are you ready? Buckle up, because this one's gonna be a long one. But I feel like it's one that people really need to fucking hear, so let's go. Let's go! Okay? So when I was young, I used to be very, very opinionated. I was a full-on Lisa Simpson. I was a full-on Greta. I was like, yeah, I want to change the world. This is how I'm a naive realist and I know the facts. And if anybody knows the facts, they would be just like me. Because we're all rational and reasonable and so am I. And I found out all the correct information with no biases whatsoever. And I'm so right. Oh, I could just check off to how right I am. But instead, I'm going to invest my time in you. You're welcome. So basically, I told you the facts. You think like me now, right? Huh?
No.
What?
Nope.
You don't? What the fuck? Nope. But I'm right. I'm always right.
Because we all come from somewhere different in life.
Why
we all come from different experiences.
I can't hang around with you. I'm so sorry. It breaks my heart. But if I hung out with someone with a different opinion than me, I'd be condoning your behavior. And that'd be tantamount to murder. Like, if you think differently to me and that you thinking differently to me is so illogical and irrational, I would be basically endorsing your bullshit. So, woe betide me, for I cannot have friends. I'm so rational and reasonable, and people just aren't. And because of that, it just breaks my soul, and I have to be alone in solitude. It's not because I'm oversensitive and egotistical and think I'm always right and that no one can ever think differently to me or anything. And it's not because, like, I need people to congratulate me and just, like, the only kind of social interaction is when we mutually blow each other about how right we are. It's actually just because I'm such a nice girl, and I'm so
wise and
smart.
Fast forward
and
feature.
If I hung out with people who were dumber than me and had stupid ideas, I'd make everyone think it was okay to be like that. So I have to reject you for the good of the people, okay? And it's not like that, okay? Here's the key. Having lots of friends and not being lonely is about accepting people's differences. There's more that connects you with others than there is that makes you different. Trust me. You're just choosing to see the worst aspects, the things that irk you the most. Because humans are like light and dark. If you look for the worst in people, you're going to find it. If you look for the best in people, you're going to find it. Happy people are the ones who look for the best in people, because people you don't agree with are still an opportunity to learn, laugh, and have cool experiences. You just have to not be too sensitive about it. A huge step in my maturity was acknowledging that I don't need people to be like me to love them. I don't need them to be like me or think like me to learn from them. In fact, I learn so much more from
life would be boring if everyone thought the same anyway.
People who challenge me
what conversation? You'd have the most boring conversations. The conversations would always be, I agree with everything you say. I agree with everything you say. I agree with everything you say. I agree with
they
everything
don't
you
have
say.
the same opinions of me. And the key is to not see
It'd be a
people
boring
who
life.
think differently to you as stupid, because that's condescending and egotistical and myopic. But to see them as different. And you go, but they're fundamentally wrong! And it's like, you can also be fundamentally wrong. In fact, chances are, statistically, you're probably fundamentally wrong about a lot of shit you don't know yet. You're never gonna find out what shit, because you spend all your time alone, jerking off over how wise and smarter than everyone you are. So, a big basic of maturity is not being oversensitive about other people's differences. And a big clue as to whether or not someone's a developed, fully functioning, decent human being or not is how they handle politics. Because if they're angry and get sucked into debates and they hate people for having different politics to them, chances are they're not very mature. There are exceptions. We don't have to tolerate homophobes, racists, people who actually hurt people with their ideas. But when it comes to just basic differences in what party you'd elect or whatever, yeah, that's oversensitivity. That's a lack of maturity. I'm sorry, but there are ways to benefit from the company of people who think differently to you. I have friends who are religious and I'm not. I have friends who believe things that I don't. I have friends who do things that I don't.
Same.
And I don't run up to them and go, why are you playing golf? I hate golf. Golf is stupid.
Just because
There's no point to this.
people
It's a waste
are
of
religious
energy.
and you're not,
decided
doesn't mean
I
you shouldn't be
will do it.
friends.
And that's basically what you're doing when you go, I'm so much smarter than everyone and I just can't handle it. And how do you be around people who don't think like you?
See, this is why I like listening this week,
So
Anita.
to conclude,
She opens up interesting, fun conversations.
conclude,
And she's
okay.
quite open-minded. She's not actually biased.
if you look for the best in
She
people,
sounds like a
you'll find it,
centrist.
and you'll benefit
She's
from
not
it.
left or right. She's kind of in the
If you
middle.
look for the worst people in people, you'll find it. And it'll hurt you too. So, it's not about being smarter than people, because everyone knows something you don't. It's about seeing the beauty in people. That's how you get less lonely. That's how you enjoy people's company. That's how you have friends. Because literally no one's like you. You're unique. I'm gonna break it to you. You think completely uniquely. No one's gonna agree with you on everything. The trick to having people in your life is appreciating them, even though they live life differently to you.
True that. I mean, even though I'm not religious. Right, I'll start going from left to right. And these tricky little bloody things. I wish you could strike upwards. That would be really handy if you could strike upwards. You can't. Seems like you can only strike.
Should approve those donors after I've peed.
What if I
Is
do
that
this?
okay? I'm a bit
What
sozzled.
if I do that? What does this do?
So, wish me luck. I'm gonna try and, get it right. At least I sit down, so it's not like I'm gonna miss the toilet seat. I still want you to wish me luck, okay? Because I could, I can fuck this up. I'm capable of that. You'd be impressed. I'll see you in a sec.
She's also, Sweet Anita also has great music in the background as well. It's really chilled. So while I'm playing, and Wonderboy doesn't really have spoken dialogue by the sound. I've never played this game before, so I don't really need the sound on. I can read it. What do I have to do? I have to find a door. Because I've got an amulet. I've got some amulet that does stuff. That makes a door appear somewhere. So I've got to find the door. I think I saw a door, but I'm not sure if that's the door because I've gotten the amulet or not. I'm not sure how you get there. Those things are bloody annoying. seashells that throw pearls at you or something. One thing I hate about copyright is the fact that everybody who's getting struck for copyright because they're listening to people's songs, they're not actually copywriting music. They're actually not making that music, copying it and making money out of it. They're just listening to it. So really they're not being copyright struck at all. They're getting listening struck. Like it's just a bunch of people listening to music while people talk shit on a stream. I'm not sure how they put that under copyright material, because it's not really, you're not really copywriting, you're just listening to music. And I don't know how just listening to music means that you can get copyright struck, because you're not copywriting it, you're not writing the music itself. It's something which is really annoying, and YouTube is so full on now. You can just have like a little snippet of music that it's not even, like, even if it's by accident, you might just accidentally alt-tabbed back into the desktop while you're streaming, and you get a copyright strike just for alt-tabbing for that little split second. It's quite ridiculous. And you're not really copywriting anything. You're not making your own song and then copywriting it and making money out of it. You're actually just listening to music. You're listening to the song. So it shouldn't even be called copyright. It should be called listening to music right. Listen right. Listen to music right. I don't know how they put it under copyright. You're not copying anything. You're not grabbing a guitar and copying their music and then putting it on a CD and making money out of it. That's what copyright is supposed to be. That you're actually, like, you know, copying the song, making money out of it. And that's not correct when you're just listening to it. Anyway, I think it's ridiculous. I think they've gone way too far. It also, like, so if I'm in a, I don't see the difference between a whole bunch of people listening to a stream and listening to a song, and a whole bunch of people in a bedroom just chilling out listening to a song together. I don't see the difference at all. A group of friends, a group of streamers, a group of people just sitting there listening to a song. I don't see, and that, you know, you can't get copyright struck for being in your bedroom with 15 people listening to a song while you're eating chips. You can't get copyright because, you know, they can't enforce it in any way. So I don't see how they should be able to enforce people listening to music, listening to songs while they're streaming. I think it's completely stupid. And supposedly game developers want to start doing that too. They want to start charging people for playing their video games, and all people are doing is just watching someone play video games like you do at home. There's no difference. The whole copyright thing's really bizarre. I think it needs to be reformed. I understand if you, like, grabbed a guitar and you literally grabbed Pearl Jam's song and you wrote a song that sounded exactly like Pearl Jam's, then you wrote a CD and you put it on a CD and you sold it on iTunes as yours, that's copyright. I don't know how listening to songs while talking shit on a stream is copyright. You're not copying anything, you're just listening to stuff. It's ridiculous. I think they've gone way too far. I think it should be reformed under, like, listening to music instead of copywriting. Anyway, if you have the amulet, the shrine will appear right before your eyes. So back in the day when they used to copyright books, like they used to copyright just the books that came out, Lord of the Rings, they would just, publishers and that would be dodgy, and they would copyright the story and republish it and then make money out of the republishing. That's copyright. That's what copyright's supposed to be for. Not listening. Like, if someone's reading you a book at home, a publisher or a massive company shouldn't be able to come into your house and then arrest you for reading a story to your child. That's exactly what's going on with streaming. It's just a bunch of people listening to a song while someone's talking, like it's in their bedroom, and it literally is in their bedroom. Most streamers are at home in their bedroom streaming. So why is it under copyright? What do you no streamers copying anything? No one's what if a streamer read a book, a Stephen King novel to you? That's not copyright either. They're just reading a book to you. It's a joke. I think they're getting away with far too much, those big publishers, and like game developers want to do it soon too. Start putting it under copyright laws just for playing a video game and people watching you play a video game. I think it's ridiculous, and it's going way too far. You can even show like a small little teeny weeny image, like accidentally, like I can alt tab right now, and if there is this little image on my let's say there's an image of Michael Jackson or Kanye West or something on my desktop, and I accidentally alt tabbed. I was meant to push something else and I alt tabbed, and it goes back to desktop for like 1 split second. If there's a product picture on my desktop, they can take the whole video down just for that 1 little split second you accidentally alt tabbed. It's quite ridiculous. YouTube either wants to pay, people like these platforms either want to pay you or they don't, like to get rid of entire videos over like little snippets, little pictures. Like, it's actually really, really ridiculous. They need to change it completely, I think, anyway. Doorway. The doorway will appear to you. That too. Sweet. Found the heart. Looks like there's only one more heart to go. Or maybe there's heaps of hearts like Zelda. This is around about the Zelda time. What does this do? What do those things do? Whoa! Alright.
Thanks for waiting. Why do you assume I didn't wash my hands? They're still wet.
I wish I could destroy these things.
A woman is like beer. They look good, they smell good, and you'd step over your own mother just to get one.
I wouldn't step over my own mother just to get a beer. I'd just have a fruit juice or something if I didn't have any beer on me. I don't need a beer that much. I do like beer though. I don't need to step on my own mother to get one.
need to spend money to make money. I hated working for people, so I invested into my own company. Also, don't be afraid to travel and spend the money you earned. Money comes and goes, but time doesn't come back. So traveling young is the best investment.
I can agree with that.
If you got the cash, yeah.
If I had to pick someone to be on my debate team, you'd be my first choice.
Yeah, I was good at debating, I'm not gonna lie. It's one of the things that's definitely in my skill set. I just don't really use it anymore because I've learned a different approach.
What the hell am I supposed to do here?
If you make arguing your point to people who don't see the world the same way as you a lesson in winning and defeat, then the only way that people ever take anything from you is by feeling defeated and humiliated. If you share everything that's different with your life, it should feel good for people to know it. I'm not gonna make sharing who I am adversarial anymore.
Survive this. I don't have a lot of health. If there's some kind of boss up here, I think I'm screwed.
Hi Anita, I love you. Sativa or indica, I will copy this until you see it. Okay, don't spam me until you get my attention. That's incredibly demanding and weird. Like, let me skip over comments. Let me choose what I reply to.
Oh, there's a boss up here.
What content I make and why.
I need to get out of here. Oh, I'm screwed.
If I choose to ignore you, let me do it. Because lots of people will spam stuff, and if I went, I'm sorry, I don't answer that because this. Oh, I see you're spamming this too. I'm sorry, I don't answer that because this. I would do nothing else for stream, so expecting me to explain to everyone why I don't want to answer that particular comment when I get literally thousands is unfair and would destroy my stream. Go do that shit. Have respect.
I'm so screwed.
Nobody loves me. Then love yourself.
Try it. Don't worry about what other people think of you, eh? Do not worry about it. Who gives a shit? Do what you want to do. Enjoy your life. Do the things you want to try and achieve. Don't try and achieve like, you know, stuff like Elon Musk and be a billionaire, but just achieve the things you want to do within reason. You can have a good life and not be a billionaire. If you create a company that is as successful as Elon Musk, great, awesome. But have fun.
Thanks for the sub, bud.
How do you get up there?
Should we look at what people said on Twitter and what they asked on Twitter?
I can't get in there. No, that's not going to happen. Maybe lightning. Does lightning stop
Alright, let's go. On a serious note, how can I try to grow a relationship with a mutual friend that I have things in common with, but they'll be way out of my league? Alright, well firstly I don't really genuinely believe in leagues. Sometimes I use the term to help people who are watching who understand what the term means. understand a concept just for like speed's sake, because I don't have long to talk to you guys, but mostly I have to say leagues don't exist. Okay, everyone's idea of beauty is really, really different, and a lot of people are insecure and underplay their value. So I don't think it's about leagues at all. But also, the other side of it is, how do I grow a relationship with a mutual friend? Well, they have to like you. This is the thing. Like, a lot of someone liking you is not in your control. And if you start to think it's in your control, you're not actually getting them to like you. You're just manipulating them. You be yourself near people, and if they're into that, then they get with you. If you do anything else except just be yourself, the relationship will crumble. Because if you think you have to do this or do that, there's a specific formula, doctors hate me, get women now. That shit's just manipulative. Be yourself. If you think that buying people shit all the time or behaving any differently than you normally would, like if you need advice to get someone, they don't love you. Because love is when someone likes who you are, when you're not trying to be anything. I can't tell you how to make this person like you. They like what they like. I can't control that, you can't control that. Anything else is manipulation, and that doesn't last, because everyone's mask slips. No one can maintain it forever. You know, the minute you have to get someone to like you, you're gonna lose them.
Okay, so there's a giant
fish. Are you manipulating people now to be the way you want them to see you? No. By just being myself and answering questions. People are talking to me. Me responding is not me manipulating people. Manipulation is when you deceive and control people. Just responding to people is not controlling them. You choose how do you react to what I say. You choose. I'm not sculpting or planning the way that I say things to change how you feel about me. I'm just answering honestly. All of these answers are in me already. I'm not trying to craft them for a specific response. It becomes manipulation when it's not genuine. Like, if you're being...
I cut her off just as... Oh, man. Oh, this bit sucks. Oh, this bit sucks. Almost have to quick load it. That's the way to do it. Okay, so there's a chest there I can't get to. So I was right. Good stuff. But still the election. Yeah, I do, and a potion. Good stuff. Alright, I feel a little bit more comfortable now, if there's a boss. Why does Sweet Adina just keep disappearing on me?
Being yourself around a human that you're long-time friends with, and love hasn't happened, and you're asking people how to make it happen, you're basically asking another human being to tell you how
She's
to do
more interesting than I am.
is not working. And that is manipulation, because you're being something other than who you truthfully are in order to
I'm just an event
elicit
manager,
response you weren't
event
getting
promoter.
previously. Okay?
Right, here we go.
People who can't tell the difference between conversation and manipulation.
You're here at last, the legendary hero. The Elder Dragon is waiting for you. Before you meet him, though, visit the Sphinx to increase your strength. There's a pyramid just beyond the Moor Desert. I can't go, I need some shoes. Some shoes that don't burn my feet. An item that will help you cross the desert is hidden somewhere in this shrine. Find it and then go see the Sphinx. Okay. God. Oh, it's probably in that chest. How do I stop the fans from going? Is that it? Is that all he's going to do? Is it going to help me stop the fans from going, or...? Really? What if I hit him with lightning? Oh, that sucks. Fans are still going. I'd say this chest here. Oh, has it stopped? Oh, has he stopped it? Oh, he stopped it. Alright, sweet. Good on you. Whatever his name is. King Neptune, maybe. I'd say this is where the item is. Races boots, that's what we need. These old games, they didn't tell you much, did they? There was no icons all over the screen or map markers telling you where to go. There was something that I liked about Morrowind as well. It's like there wasn't any map markers. You you got directions where you had to go and you had to follow directions. There was something that was cool about Morrowind. Like there was, it didn't just, the map marker didn't just show up on the map. You had to just find your way around. I think I'm getting the hang of that. Oh, no, maybe I'm not. Oh no. This is awful, this part. How do I get out of here? Rainboats make it go a lot quicker. Got quite a bit of gold now. 4,600 bucks. Sweet. Out of here. All the fans are turned off. What's that? Found the roots. What's that? Does that mean I can return to the surface maybe, wherever I am? Return back to the end or something. I don't want to use it right now though. Might have to. Not sure what that does. This way. Did I go this way? Did I? Did I? Back here. Come on, I'm confused where I am. little confused where I am. This is where it would be quite handy to have a map. I don't think I've been here. This isn't the same part, is it, as before that looks exactly like this? Or is it? I don't think so. Out this entire area. There's a door. There is a doorway around here that I didn't know how to get through. It's over here somewhere. Where is it? I really want something more powerful than this trident. Seeing a door. There was a door somewhere. Where was it? I remember seeing a door. I got a terrible memory. It's definitely not photographic. like, maybe it's a bit further along. But you can make quite a bit of money right there, couldn't you? Just sit there and just take 412 gold off that guy every single time. It doesn't. It's interchangeable. Sometimes it's gold, sometimes it's hearts. I see. But you could probably sit there and grind. Okay, there's another chest there. There's the door. Right, there's the door. Sword yet, for some reason. Have to go up a rank or something. I got 6,000 gold. I don't need to grind right now. I haven't seen anything like. There probably is later on. Oh, there's that thing which is worth 500 grand, but stuff that. Do not care about it. There's the door. Oh no, how do I get in there? Secret door somewhere that will lead me into that area. Absolutely anyway. Could be here, could be, I don't know. Could be at the end of this. Maybe that's. You have to go around like testing all the areas or something. Yes, I know I've been here before, but maybe these dead ends aren't really dead ends. Oh, there they are. just not worry about it. Because it could be anywhere. If it is a secret door, I don't know where it is, and I could be looking forever. Somewhere in this castle that I've forgotten about, some area. Should I go get some health and then have a look through the castle again? Princess has anything to say. What's Chris's? The same as the Signary legendary hero. Princess told me this in a long time. Princess has returned safely. I'm so relieved. Make yourself at home. Make yourself at home. Make yourself at home. Princess has trained them all to say the same thing. Thank you again. Are you having a safe journey? Rumour has it that you're the legendary hero. That's right. I'm the one with the trident. Pretty legendary.
are people who have gaps in their knowledge and exposure to people. A basic part of development is knowing the difference between the two. People who ask me how to get a girl to like them are basically asking me to help them manipulate the girl. Because the thing is, either you're likable to this person or not. Either they're attracted to you or they're not. If you're trying to find out a way to make them like you, you're saying this person isn't into me, but I can ignore that and force them to do what I want them to do. Because I want my willy to be wet. And that's not okay, and that is manipulative. If you're having to ask other people how to get a specific person to like you, you're asking how to manipulate someone. How to deal with fake people? First of all, you gotta understand fakeness. Fakeness is insecurity. It's when people don't think that the way that they genuinely are is enough, so they craft another personality so that you like them. It's usually a manifestation of loneliness. People take it as malicious or creepy or scary, but often it doesn't come from a malicious place at all. It just comes from a position of fear. So firstly, don't take it seriously. Don't take it personally. Don't go, this person's lying to me because they want to use and manipulate me. Go, this person's afraid to be themselves because they think it's not good enough. Because that's a good place. Understanding helps you to be less hurt. Firstly, when you're sat there listening to someone lie through their teeth, it can be obnoxious and hurtful and degrading until you understand where it comes from. And if people thought they were good enough, if people thought they deserved love, attention, cooperation, they wouldn't be faking anything. They'd just be themselves, but they think that you won't help them, or love them, or cooperate with them, unless they give you a reason to. And people who've been hurt in the past and lost their faith in humanity, and we've all been there, and people who think they're not good enough to elicit that response just by virtue of being themselves, tend to lean towards this kind of behaviour. Not everyone's just a mean narcissist who wants to see you suffer. Sometimes people are just suffering and trying to cope. So firstly, don't take it seriously. Don't take it personally. Secondly, find people who are honest. And thirdly, when they ask why you won't hang out with them,
okay, I want to see if there's any swords around.
And then leave. Don't let them excuse themselves. Don't let them go blah, blah, blah. Just go. Because the thing is, when you forgive people for shitty behaviour, they think they can get away with it. In that respect specifically. There are exceptions. Like some people grow from feedback, but you know, it's not supposed to risk it over again. Just to teach someone how to be a better person. They're in charge of being a decent person. You don't have to risk anything for them to learn how to be a decent person. So you don't owe people forgiveness if you don't want to give it and you don't want to risk it. It's not essential. I'm a very forgiving person and I do it very often, but I know the risks that come with it and the pain that can come with that too. And I'm not gonna ask anyone to take the same risk as me. Like my ex, he was an asshole over and over again and I kept forgiving him. And when I left him, he actually changed because it took him having real consequences to have the motivation to do anything about it. So the best thing I did for him was stop forgiving him.
I need 500,000 gold. No thanks. I'm not gonna bother. I'm sure it's amazing and does something awesome. Probably charms all the monsters or something.
Me and some buds were playing League of Legends the other day. One of them raged super hard and lost their R key on their keyboard. I told him to call an archaeologist to help him to find it.
Nice. So happens when I see a ghost, I call the Ghostbusters.
Have you ever taken an IQ test before just for fun? Yeah, and it told me I'm smarter than I am, so I've lost faith in them.
awesome sword.
Also, kind of, I feel like
Yes.
I feel like there are a lot of people who. So we aren't at a stage in humanity where we recognize
Awesome.
all kinds
He
of
looks wicked
intelligence
now.
yet. Our idea of intelligence is very biased. A lot of people think if you can't make technology and shit, then you're a dumb animal. And so we don't respect the intelligence of other species and the capabilities that they have neurologically that we don't. And so there's lots of kinds of attention because our bias is, if we can do this thing, it must be the epitome of intelligence, and anyone who can't is dumb. And the thing with that is, the hole in that is that a lot of us can't even do it. It's like, can you compose a symphony? Can you create a computer and technology? Can you creatively design this and that? Can you make beautiful architecture? And it's like, well, can you individually? No, you can't. Like, the knowledge is there to pass on because a smart anomaly was able to. Most of us can't. Like, if I raised you in the jungle and you had no contact with any other human, would you mine loads of resources, build a computer, and get on Twitch? No, you fucking wouldn't.
Deal.
So shut up.
Oh, it does. Yay.
So, yeah, we tend to model our idea of intelligence where everything that we are and can be is the epitome and everything else is just dumb. And that's incredibly biased. So right now, I don't think we're at the stage in humanity where we can reliably and without bias accurately measure intelligence. We don't recognize enough forms of intelligence for that to be a reliable measure, so I don't really care about IQ tests. Do you think your ex's friends deserve an explanation as to why you left them? No. I didn't specifically sit down and have a meeting with all of my ex's friends and family and be like, these are all the reasons why I didn't want to be with this person anymore. I just did what I thought was right for me. The thing is, they have a bias towards their friend, and just because they have relationships that break up doesn't mean that you're going to convince them of their bias. So if their friend says, oh yeah, she was a bitch, they're going to believe him, regardless of what you say. So I don't think it's worth explaining why you left. You don't have to justify the decisions that are right for you to people you're going to leave anyway. And yeah, privacy is important. Like, imagine you tested things and you fucked up in life, and every single thing that you do just gets broadcasted to the world to judge. The person writing them doesn't give all of the details or misleads people for attention or whatever. Like, no one can have the best overview of what fucked up your relationship as you do.
Oh, man,
and you're both going to have a very biased and one-sided idea of how it went too. Even the two people with the closest and most relevant ability to report what happened are going to have like a 50% accurate report of what happened. So then to hear it third person is going to get worse and worse and worse. So like, these people are never going to have any clue what happened or why.
Okay, so I need to unput something.
Because I'm friends with people who've cheated on their partners, because I'm not the one who's ever going to get cheated on. I never fuck them. It's fine. I don't care. Like, how they conduct relationships is their business. Okay? I'm there to have fun, to smile, to laugh, to learn. And I don't have to deal with the bits of them that they still need to work on. Lucky me. So it's not likely that you'll break up their friendships, and if that's not the idea that you want, then telling people, everyone, that you can, someone's personal shit and the way they fucked up isn't fair. I think it's classier and more empathetic to just keep relationship stuff to yourself.
I'm gonna reload this. There's no way I'm getting through this. Ah! Oh no, this isn't good.
Besides, how is anyone ever gonna trust you?
Could you or one of the mods tell me why my post was removed? It's annoying because now my fence keeps falling over.
Like, if you get with a new...
The day we've been dreading has finally arrived.
This power is a gift. This is just a tool.
to be down here probably. But I kind of wanted to come down here on my own terms, not by
I am on the fastest, most powerful
making mistakes.
Xbox ever.
Oh my god. I don't know why it does that. It does it every single time the ads come on.
New person, and they've seen how you handled your last breakup, which is to go, here, I'm going to spill the guts of this person and breach their privacy. I'm going to tell you about all their annoying habits, all their dark, dirty secrets, and why they're just totally undateable. They're going to be embarrassed and humiliated by everything I told all their best and closest friends about them. I'm going to completely betray their trust and privacy and totally give a skewed and one-sided view of everything about them. Like, who's going to want to fuck you or date you then? Because then you're just a risk. Then you're just someone that's like, I would date you, but if it goes wrong, you're going to try and destroy all my friendships and talk shit about me after, just to justify yourself. So, like, I would never date anyone who did that. So you're killing your opportunity to be trusted by any future partner if you show them that they can't trust you, that you have to like them for you to respect their privacy. So, yeah, maybe you fell out with your ex, maybe you're not with them anymore, maybe they're totally in the wrong. But if you breach their privacy, you're only showing that you deserve to be dumped, because you can't keep shit to yourself and you're willing to humiliate anyone who gets close to you, as long as they don't stay on your good side. It's not a cool way to be. Trustworthy people keep and maintain the privacy of people even when they fall out with them, even when it's hard.
So basically, by mistake, I found Quake.
Hi Anita, I remember you said before you didn't always get on with
got through this
therapists,
perfectly, I would
and
never
most
have found
I've
that
seen
spell.
have been abusive and told me that I cannot play video games or have friends with benefits. I don't like them generally, but I'm glad you found a good one.
Thanks. Yeah. Not every therapist is going to be helpful. Not every therapist is going to lead you where you need to be. Just about finding the right one.
Yeah, okay.
Let's see. I'm gonna look at the tweets again and see if there's any more questions for an answer. If you could go to dinner with 3 people, alive or dead, who would they be and why? I would go to dinner with the ancient Taino people, like someone from my ancient Taino ancestry, because I would want to learn more about it. A lot of the language is dead, a lot of the history is dead, and a lot of it's whitewashed because Christopher Columbus discovered them to death. So I'd want to learn more about that. Secondly, I would want a dinner date myself from the future, when I'm at the oldest point, like maybe a few days before I die, or something like that. And I'd want to learn. I'd want to learn from them. I'd want to learn my lessons early. I'd want to hear the story that could have been and how things go, because I'm the kind of person who, even if I know a relationship will go badly in the end, will still have it for all the beautiful times before then. Because a breakup lasts a week or two, but a relationship can last years. And all that happiness is worth the pain, because every relationship is a debt you take out in pain. You just gotta find the right people to suffer for, because everyone dies or leaves you or whatever. Everyone. Unless you die first. So yeah, I don't think it would change necessarily how I live, but to learn the lessons from it early would help. And then the third person would be the last human to live, because I'd want to know where humanity goes. And what the apex of our civilization was, and all the best things we discovered, and how long we lasted, and whether or not we killed ourselves with all of this, like, progress, you know? Or if your older self wasn't as old as you thought, well then I'd spend differently, because if I had 1 year to live, I wouldn't save for a pension and just go traveling the world and shit. Just saved me a lot of saving on money and misery. I laugh so hard at people who are like, how do you stay in shape? I don't. I just eat food. Look, I am not like, I don't know why people are like, how do you stay in shape? This is not in shape. This is not in shape. Like, this is most definitely not in shape. My exercise regime is going for walks and ice cream. Sometimes I eat Huel, it's pretty good. I like the banana flavored one.
That's a typical gamer, eh? Ice cream and gaming. McDonald's.
Clip away, boys. Excuse you? Sometimes the girls clip too. Don't be so disrespectful. Yeah, I've given up deleting
mint chocolate chip and banana and chocolate ice cream. I love that.
It's like, ugh, this is never gonna stop. The only way I can stop it affecting me is by not caring. I used to never stand up on stream.
The sun key.
Never.
Okay, so that probably is one of the keys to the pyramid, right?
Yeah, people would make constant body comments and shit.
I wonder what the earthquake does.
I guarantee that no woman has ever made a blood clip. Women can get thirsty too. It's just you don't know because no one's ever been thirsty towards you. You should wash. The thing with that is, like, women do get thirsty, but just stereotyped as people who don't. Trust me. If you've ever been to a Justin Bieber concert, you know women can be thirsty.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I just think he was only about, what, 11 years old or something?
I'm 27, does that make you old?
When all the women went crazy for him?
No, you haven't even hit the halfway point in the game. It's like, am I a grandmaster at this game now? Because I've played Act 1 and 2 out of 22. That makes me a pro, right? You know how, like, we laugh at 13-year-olds because, like, they think they know everything and they think they're really smart and wise and that they don't need no parents no more? Right? Everyone thinks when they look back at 13-year-old selves when they're like 19, 20, they're like, oh my god, that kid was so dumb. They knew nothing! You're gonna go through that every 5 to 10 years. At 40, you're gonna look back at 30-year-old you and go, oh my god, cringe.
Okay,
like, as you get older, you realize age is definitely not what you thought it was. The concept of change, time shifts, the more of it you get. It's like wealth. People lose sight of how much a pound is worth when they get lots of them. But when they have fuck all of them, it means a lot. Like when you get pocket money and you get like 20p a week, you're like, oh, When you get £20 a week, if you're lucky enough, you're like, oh, I'm so rich, I'm gonna buy a whole C80. But like, then you get to adult and you're like, £20 a week is fucking nothing. The more money you get, the more worthless it seems. And the more you get through it, the faster you get through it. It's the same with age. Same with age.
Okay, so
I feel like you're a good person to ask, what do you think makes something genuinely entertaining? People tend to accurately determine when something's of good quality, but can't seem to accurately determine why it's of good quality. What do you think? It's because when you do a job well, it looks effortless. That's all. Like, animators are a good example of this. They are actors. They calculate so many things to a 5-head level. The movement, the expression, the acting, the calculations in math, the frame to movement ratio,
I have so much respect for
the
game
technological
developers,
skill, the lighting, the color design, the style, all of it. And it comes together in a way that's perfect, and you don't see any of it.
Yeah.
Any of it!
Well, it takes them years and years and years.
You see a moving thing on the screen and you don't even comprehend how it moves.
Pretty amazing.
So I think it's because when people are very skilled, it looks effortless. When someone just bangs out an epic tune on the piano and they're just like,
yo, I got skill, but I think you're matching me though, cause you bring that heat like a jalapeno.
With jalapeno sauce, pickled jalapeno, and crunchy onion rings, the jalapeno crunch is a nice burn. Wendy's.
What I've realised is the video stops after the ad. I'm not sure why that is. Well, I have to get back to the end. Shit. No, we can't do that. I'm getting impatient. There's still more to go. Far out. So it's a lot longer than you think. I didn't think it was this long to get here. It's friggin' ages away. It's gonna take ages to get to the end. do me, actually.